It's Mario Lloyd, also known as Real Estate Guru PK, with the Realist Podcast. On the Realist Podcast, we talk about how to make a dollar, how to keep a dollar, and we touch on hot topics. We're launching my Patreon with my whole real estate portfolio, and you're also going to get the podcast before it goes out on all the platforms. You can find me on Instagram at Real Estate Guru PK. You can find me on YouTube at Real Estate Guru PK. And you can find my podcast on Instagram, The Realist Podcast. How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode. We got a special guest.
Alycea.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So, you're from New York. So, what brought you to Houston?
A job. So short answer. I was an engineer for about 8 years, and so I dealt with fiber optics. So like the AT&T, like fiber optic infrastructure underground.
Mm-hmm.
So I was basically teaching contractors how to deploy, like terminate and troubleshoot the fiber underground. And I worked for a company out in Charlotte for about like 7, almost 8 years after college. And I left the company for a different company out here. And right when I got here, it didn't work out. It was like company shut down. I had just bought a, big, Houston, you get a big, nice crib, right? So just bought my house out here, and felt like I was stuck at first, but obviously I went a different route, created the credit repair business. I was already kind of doing Airbnb. I had some houses and things like that because of my shoe business. So I have my 9 to 5 in the beginning, but these things kind of fueled my like backup plan. So when that happened, I was like, at first, to be honest, I think I might have looked for a job for like a day, new 9 to 5 engineering job. And then after that, I was like, I'm going to just travel for a year or two, figure it out, because I got my other things. And then after that, that kind of got out of hand. I think I hit like 40 countries in, just a year and a half. Yeah.
In 1 year?
Yeah. My passport, I think I just got it like 2 years ago. It's full now.
Wow.
I need to get another one.
Solo travel?
Mostly, yeah. But I think that once you travel kind of all around the world, you meet tons of people, especially like our people in London and different, like I feel like up in London, they're kind of like Americans, the way that, you can be in Asia and meet them and you'll just vibe. Obviously, we speak the same language, so that's easy. But I've met so many friends that are, people living in Thailand and different places coming from the US. So now really wherever I go, it's pretty easy to network because I usually know someone there already. So
Wow. Do you have a favorite place?
Bali, definitely. Yeah, I just went back there to live just for like a few weeks, kind of, have like a refresh. But I really like Asia. So Thailand, Bali, Taiwan was really cool. I just went there last week. And I actually didn't like Japan. I was surprised.
Really?
You didn't like Japan?
I mean, it was okay. I would go back,
So
but
it's overhyped.
I think it is. I think I had high expectations. I thought Tokyo was gonna be, my number one, and yeah, I don't know. I like it was interesting. It was pretty cool. It's kind of like New York, but that's what I'm used to. I'm from New York, so it's very similar.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, my favorites are Dubai and then Bali, Thailand, all those.
Some more like tropical types of destinations.
Yeah, I've kind of been everywhere in Europe. But Poland and like a couple of the Balkan countries. And I go through there and it's always cool to see like new stuff. There's always, each country is kind of different, but as far as somewhere where I'm just like craving to be, I'm always like that with Bali. It's just like it's a whole nother like way of life out there. So
What you like about Dubai?
Dubai is like, it kind of gives you like, when you go there, you feel like that's like the bougie, like the nice, like the parts of you that are like, oh, I want to see like big things in Bali. And so you're not going to see like, the cars but it's very motivating, I think, Dubai. And then of course the networking. So you're going to meet, I got a lot of friends in Dubai that are jewelers, like soccer players and stuff like that. And they all come from Europe. But I think that, around the world, some of the I don't want to say like the most like motivating, like very successful people, they do kind of settle down in Dubai for a little bit. It's actually really cheap out there too. You would
I
think.
heard that, yeah. But
Yeah.
you would think that it's expensive.
In what aspect is cheap?
So like for example, buying a property, you do real estate too, right? So I mean, you could buy a really nice house or condo for under 200K out there. You do have to buy it cash, so that's the difference.
Oh, no financing.
Yep. So pretty much everything you buy out there is cash.
So you can't use your credit card? Is what you're saying?
So they don't have a credit system.
Not to buy a property. You have to put a lot down. You don't put like how we have loans. And in America, you know, with the credit repair, we really survive off of
credit,
playing the credit game, right? Over in Dubai, it's all cash, like cash money. And even to rent an apartment, I mean, you have to put up like 10, 11, 12 months up front. So if you're renting it for 2 years, they're going to make you put half up front in cash. Where here, you know, we could never, like, no one would survive. So
after you put that year up, are you paying every other month, or how does that? Or are you waiting a year and then?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it much. I know that with buying, you definitely like so let's say the crib's like 200K, you're gonna put like 100K up front, and then after that maybe finance the
100,000,
second 100. But they want a lot of that up front. They'll say, okay, you could do the 100,000, and then 50K needs to be due in a couple months. Like it depends on the builder, the developer.
And then the women, they got to be married, right? Or
so there are a lot of rules. Even when I was in Bali, because you know a lot of people come from Middle East and even like the country. So there's a lot of Sudanese people that have been going to migrate over to Bali. A lot of people from Saudi Arabia and all of that. And they, you know, they're connected to like a lot of Moroccans and things like that. So, yeah, they always tell me stories about how like it's not so much in Dubai, but a lot of those countries, Morocco, I know that a guy he can't like after, you know, a night out or something, go home with a girl. A Moroccan girl I'm actually Moroccan. So I'm American, obviously, but like my blood is, you know, Moroccan, Italian. And so they were telling me, oh, you're Moroccan. And so technically if you're in Morocco, there are certain rules and laws. They're very strict, yeah. But
as far as cheating.
well, like men in public can't be like seen with a woman after a certain time if she's a Moroccan woman.
After what time? Like 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock?
I think it's like 8.
8?
Yeah.
Whether they're single or married.
It's like when it gets dark.
Even if they're single.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% if they're single. So I have some guy friends that are from Sudan, and they were like, yeah, whenever we go out over there in Morocco and stuff, we just, yeah.
Is that
a
punishable crime?
Oh yeah, yeah. They were like, you'll get arrested and everything right at the hotel. And
oh wow.
What about women that have children out of wedlock? What happens?
Oh yeah, they can't.
Them too.
I don't know what the consequences are, but yeah, you can't. It's that kind of stuff. There are laws. Yeah, isn't it interesting?
Wow, that's crazy.
It's interesting, but are you against it? Or does it make sense?
So this is what I'm against. So I think that like that kind of stuff I don't really get into, but I will say when we go over to Dubai and stuff, one time there was a fight that broke out. I was at a concert, Meek had a concert there and stuff. We all there, like a fight broke out. And it's Dubai, and
they don't play that.
They don't. Like obviously there's no type of weapons involved in the first place, but you can't even, like, if someone were to punch someone else, I mean, they're going to jail for life. Like,
are you serious?
Yeah, it's very disciplined. So this is what I am. So this is the thing, like in America, I think there's too much
leniency.
Yeah, it's a lot of like people just don't care. They do whatever they want, and we don't think like, okay, there are consequences. Like people just get caught up in like, this is America.
They'll post bond, they'll get out.
So in Dubai, when this fight broke out, I'm like, first I'm like thinking, you know, Houston, I'm like thinking guns, and so I'm like, oh, okay, they don't have fights or they don't have weapons here. So no pepper spray, no guns, nothing like that. But then I'm like, wait a minute, they weren't even physically like doing anything. And I was like very interested. So then I was just watching
So
like
were those
So
pushing
they're
each
just in-
other?
it was just a lot of yelling and it was very aggressive.
Aggressive? Yeah.
But it was actually very soothing because here we're used to like we need to get out, everybody
yeah,
get out, you know.
yeah.
Over there, I was just like watching and I was safe, you know.
So it's more so verbal.
Yeah,
Verbal
it's
threats.
very like, yeah, what are they gonna do? Arrest you for saying something, you know? So I think back to your question, I get used to it over there in different like Bali's kind of like that too. And so when I come back here, I'm like, dang, like I'm kind of scared over here because I'll get used to it being so safe. You know, I can wear my jewelry, I can do whatever I want over there and feel okay. And people make you feel good too. One thing is, I didn't know this, but a French guy that I met had told me this. Our passports say in the inside that as an American, when we go somewhere, we have to be protected because we're American.
Mhm.
So like it literally says, I'm American. So
Mhm.
like we have a certain, I know that kind of sounds bad, but we actually have a certain like degree of um like respect that
Mhm.
people are really not supposed to treat us wrong or put us in danger. If we are in danger, we're supposed to be taken care of as an American. In America, we would like we just wouldn't know that.
Mhm.
Right,
We're all
right.
treated, you know.
Uh-huh.
But that is one thing. Like if something were to happen to you overseas, you're alone or whatever, like people do. They're like, oh, they're American. Like they could know someone or something like that. So
Yeah.
so we are protected, which is nice. I didn't know that until this French man was like, "Yeah, if anything happens to you guys, you know."
Well, isn't there like a US embassy in almost every
Mhm.
country?
Mhm.
Okay.
But people know not to really mess with Americans. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, that's kind of something I've learned. I've also learned like on my last trip, I feel like we're very fortunate because um a lot of people can't get to America. I have a friend that's Sudanese. He lives in Dubai now. He makes, you know, really great money. He does like real estate developing and he's very successful, but his sister lives in Houston. But he cannot get here because of just situations with like people can't come to America right now, depending on what country
president.
they're from.
Okay.
Yeah, especially a lot of the African countries, they're not even allowed to come over here,
Yeah.
which is crazy because we don't have
We're
like
like free to go everywhere.
yeah,
Kinda.
we're so lucky. I thought about it. I'm like, man, I've never thought about
Where you couldn't go?
I can't like I get to the country and I can't get in. So long story short, we could go on forever, but we have really good rights here. And I think that when you go travel and you meet people that are just like, damn, it's my dream to go to even somewhere in Europe, but I can't get into Spain, France, Italy. It's like it hits different, like, and we're kind of lucky. So
So it makes you appreciate what you have.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
What got you in the shoes?
Mm. All right. So about 5 years ago, I wasn't in the shoes at all. Right. I couldn't tell you like about Jordan 4s and all the different numbers and stuff. I didn't know much about shoes even. I might have had one pair of Jordans when I was younger, but um, I was looking for some extra money. I was working at my engineering job, and to be honest, I know some guys that were selling shoes. Just they were like, "Hey, we have this factory connection," and I worked under one of them. He supplied me, and I don't know. I just started going crazy. I was selling like 100+ shoes a month. I made a lot of like I was buying properties, putting like 200, 300K cash down on the properties, which you know you're not even supposed to. You shouldn't do that, but I was just you know coming in with I had so much money and I wanted to invest it in something.
So you was buying houses with your shoe money? Wow.
Yeah, I was making way more than my
Job.
100K salary.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's really what got me into it. I started selling and seeing like, dang, you can actually make a lot of money. I knew I could because I had seen them doing things and making a lot of money. And then eventually, took me years, but I was connected, and I purchased the suppliers. Started working with suppliers. They have suppliers at different factories like Goyard and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, now, like I said, I'm very lucky. I've been supplying like every NFL, NBA, MLB team, a lot of soccer teams, even like pretty much anywhere, even overseas. I have a lot of teams over there too. So
What got you into jewelry?
oh, I just like it. I just started I don't know, I've always liked like the diamonds and jewelry and stuff. So
That's Van Cleef.
mhm. Yeah, I have suppliers there too, but this one is this one of mine. It's my favorite.
You designed it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so Skye is my middle name. So with my business and stuff, I kind of like use my middle name with that. But
How your parents feel about what you got going on?
that's a good question. I don't know. I haven't about to see them in a couple days for Thanksgiving. I think they're kind of proud. They're a lot, with us doing credit repair. I don't know about you. Sometimes like the parents are confused. Like
Yeah.
I remember when I first started, my mom was like, "Wait, hold on." So she was like, "I don't believe you. That people are really trusting you to pay you, and like people that you've never met before find you on Instagram, and you're telling me that you have a way to fix their credit. Which how is that even possible? And they're paying you thousands of dollars. Like it was like you making this up." And I had to really like explain. I actually had a business partner that taught me a lot. He had to get on the phone with my dad because my dad was actually very concerned. They're like, we have our daughter who's doing engineering and all this stuff. They were very familiar with my company. I worked for a Fortune 100, 200 company. And so when I quit, I started traveling. Honestly, it was a red flag. My dad was like, he was kind of yelling at me like, why are you in Southeast Asia? Like, what are you doing for work? Blah, blah, blah. So I had to explain, and my business partner had to get on the phone with him, and like I told him I'll show you my tax returns and everything. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy because like my parents are like immigrant parents, and like I had a car rental business, and I showed them on paper how much I made, and my dad was like, "There's no way,
Yeah.
there's no way." But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, where are your parents from?
Belize.
Oh,
Have you been there?
nice. No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Nope, that's one I haven't been there.
Okay, yeah.
I've heard it's like beautiful. I've heard it's a really good country.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. They have a house there, so I'm there kind of often. But
Oh, nice.
really nice. I love it there.
Cool.
So do they understand now?
Yeah, I think they get it now. I think I don't know about you, but like I think our parents are that generation has just understood their time and their all of us working for ourselves now is kind of like a new thing. I think maybe not in Houston. I think Houston there's a lot of business owners, but where I'm from, upstate New York, um yeah, I mean, a lot of people. My mom is a nurse, and my dad works for a company that he worked for ever since he was out of college. So they, they've kind of had their jobs, just working like a corporate job, and yeah, I think it can be confusing when they hear about like the credit repair and then funding, like business funding. I'll be telling my dad because he is a businessman, like he has a good business mindset. So I'll be telling him like I asked him what kind of business would you want? He's like, oh, I'll do like a car wash business or something. I'm like, okay, bet. So I'll get you funding. And I started talking about the process, and he's kind of like, I don't really need it right now. Like, they're pretty like a lot. I think our parents' age, they're kind of cool with like their one occupation. So
Yeah.
You think he was scared to do it, or you think he didn't think it was possible?
I think he's a really hard worker with his company that he's with. And I honestly think because I felt this way too, in a way, a lot of us that have a 9 to 5, and we're very dedicated and like loyal to the company. I think that we sometimes think it's wrong to go do other things because if the company finds out, they're like,
Might fire you.
yeah, I remember my company was very good to me in Charlotte, but I had transitioned to this Swedish fiber optic manufacturer here in Houston. And when they found out I had Airbnbs, they low key told me to get rid of them Yeah,
Are
they
you
were like,
serious?
yeah, they were like, we don't have time for like for us to. They were basically like, you don't have time to be running a whole Airbnb business at the same time as working for us. And so there were a lot of things that kind of like kept building up like that, where I was like, I can't just give up my Airbnbs, give up my shoe business, never. So, um, yeah.
They felt like it was a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I feel like whenever you work for a company, especially with that type of, I was working with a lot of older people that just had never heard of, having like something on the side, or they just wouldn't think that that was right.
Mm.
So I think that that's sometimes common for people working in companies their whole life. Now, again, here in Houston, it's different. I've met so many older business owners that are like, "Oh yeah, I do this, this, and that. I got this company." And I'm like, "That's tough." They really are hustling here in Houston. So,
Mhm.
Do you know how they found out?
oh, I told them about the
Oh,
Airbnbs and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty proud of myself. So
Oh,
I would say, well, I have a tenant down here in South Park. I have a tenant. I have a house right next to the Panthers Stadium.
oh, okay,
So
okay.
yeah, you can see like there's a rooftop and the skyline. So I'm very proud of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I rent to a lot of Panthers players and stuff. So I had told them, oh, I actually have my tenant. He plays for the Panthers, and they're like, okay, so clearly anytime you have like your own, we're passionate about our business. So yeah, for sure, they definitely they definitely were like, you got to get rid of like the cribs and stuff. So
How'd you get connected with all the players, the NBA players and the football players?
selling them shoes, honestly, which now I have my credit repair business and then funding. So I've gotten actually a lot of people funded um, that had been buying shoes from me for years. Some of like my OG customers, right? And then funding as well. I mean, I even have like a lot of artists that I listen to. They'll say like, "Hey, I have people, but you have the RMs, you have the people at Chase and stuff." And yeah, we have like financial advisors and things like that. But so how does this work? Because I want to work with you. So a lot of my professional athlete clients that have, they're trying to get like their clothing business started, or a truck driver, something on the side, some sort of uh some sort of extra business. They do kind of come to me and say, hey, can you help me to take care of this, get the funding, because they're smart. They know that they shouldn't always be using their cash. Right, they should never use their cash. So
What was like the first player?
Oh, it was a while ago. I would say probably the Panthers players. I probably when I first started like 4 or 5 years ago, I was selling to the whole team. I had a cousin that played on the Bills, so that whole team kind of started the northern, like I'm from the Northeast, so like Pittsburgh, Buffalo, the Giants, like all those. But I would say like my main two were probably the Bills and Charlotte. Yeah, North South Carolina. And then yeah, as people leave too. So they would go, like I said, right now, a lot of my clients have all gone to the Chargers. So that whole team, they're buying go yard bags, all these different things. And I've never been to a Chargers game, which is crazy. I gotta go to one. But yeah, some of like my favorite people, they're all at like the Cowboys now, the Chargers, and teams out here. So
Do you have a favorite team?
yeah, Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Yeah. Hard Pittsburgh, like diehard Steelers fan. So
With Rosenberg and all of them? Ben Rosenberg?
Roethlisberger,
Yeah,
you
Roethlisberger.
mean that? Yeah.
How you feel about what happened with AB?
I don't know. I think he was just going through a lot. I think a lot of them. I wasn't really selling to people that in that era. But right, because it was a little bit ago when he left, went down to Florida and stuff. But yeah, I mean it's sad, A lot of players are smart though now. I think that a lot of them see stuff like that, and they, there's a lot of the younger ones too. They're I think they just naturally know kind of how to deal with everything. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's sad because I think a lot of them, you see with players getting hurt, they're risking their lives for us watching football, for
Literally.
entertainment. So
That's true.
a lot of times, yeah, they kind of have to know how to deal with things because, yeah, they're risking their lives every game. So.
Mhm. What got you into styling?
Yeah, really just the shoes. I started selling them shoes. A lot of my suppliers said, "Hey, we can get these sunglasses, we can get these bags." And I was getting stuff for myself and my friends, my family. So after that, of course, the football players said they always want the t-shirts and all the like when they have the tunnel pictures, they would say, "Hey, I need shoes for this and that." And actually, matter of fact, can you get bags and this and that? So it definitely just trickled off that. So
What was your biggest amount of money you made at a time?
I
Like
probably about 30K.
doing what?
And with
The
like
bags?
styling
Oh,
and shoes.
styling?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I would
Mm.
say like whenever they buy a bulk, I wouldn't say I'm not profiting 20, 30K, but yeah, if a couple players are paying 20 to 30 and then I'm buying the bags and everything, I've definitely made like the most money that I've made has been with the shoe business and stuff in like a day.
Mm.
Credit repair too. So I charge, it depends on the credit, how many rounds they need, right? And like how bad the credit is, how long they'll have to be um in the process. But yeah, I mean sometimes someone might have to pay 3K, 3,500 for credit repair. And if I'm signing up, 4 people, that's 14K right there. So
Damn.
right, I'm like 35 times 4.
So
um,
for someone who might want to like get into selling shoes or even a stylist, like how could they build their connections?
Yeah, that's a good question because I actually do supply people. So I have a whole team, like a bunch of shoe plugs, and I do the same with credit repair. I have affiliates under me, and my team services them. So with credit repair, I do things a little bit differently. I have lawyers, so consumer law lawyers, and really experts in the space. I have Unfortunately, I was evicting tenants. I had people running off and just not paying and stuff. So me being in court, I met a lot of lawyers, consumer law lawyers, or lawyers that had that extra, they have that legal title. And so a lot of my letters are actually specifically written by them. That's why my credit repair is not really cheap because
Right.
stuff is just falling off because it's kind of like they went and got a lawyer. Um,
mm.
and then I have a team. That's actually why I go to Asia a lot too. My team's in the Philippines and Indonesia. So that's why I go to Bali a lot to go link with them. But back to the shoes and stuff. Yeah, to get into it, you're right. I didn't have this network at all. I think the only reason why I have this network is because I started selling shoes and I had a lot of my people that might have been like trainers. I'm thinking of a basketball trainer right now. They referred me to um so many professional athletes, and that's kind of how it grew. It wasn't like I knew these people before my shoe business. But yeah, so to answer your question, to get into being able to, even with credit repair, selling to people that they're gonna pay you one time, which is hard, right? Everyone wants a payment plan, and it's like to have a good network of people that are like, no, just fix it here. I trust you. Um, yeah, it takes time. You have to do good business, right? Like anytime that I've had, especially someone that was um going to be referring me later, if they ever had an issue with a shoe, shoe doesn't fit or something, I'll always refund them and just figure it out. You can always sell the shoe to someone else.
Right.
So I would say like having really good business and also just being strategic. There were some times where even like I said, the jewelers out here this weekend, they're going to games and stuff like that. They had told me that's how they're really getting their businesses, meeting a lot of the Rockets players and all these people in person. So there was a time where I was going to all the Super Bowls, I was going to all the events in Vegas and stuff, and I think that really helped me too. There was one Super Bowl a couple years ago. There was one in Vegas and one in Phoenix, like those 2 years back to back. I made a lot of money and had a lot of clientele build up because I was just passing out my business card, and people, they show love too. So they were referring me to others on their team. So like, hey, she's a shoe plug, and hey, she fixed credit and stuff like that. So
Okay. So in-person networking.
yeah, I would say Instagram is always helpful. So people they might share my page, but hey, I shared my page with my teammates and stuff. So yeah.
Where you get your shoes from?
So I have factory connections at Nike. They're in
So you know people personally at Nike.
And when I go over there, there's always people that so for example, China's very close to Taiwan. As you guys know, recently when they were talking about maybe like a year or so ago, they kind of blew up these designer brands, so Dior and like the Louis V's and all that. These materials are made in Italy and Paris, and so like they're made in France, Italy, the European countries. But like, let's think about it. They're outsourcing it, and all the factories are in China and these Asian countries. So remember when China like exposed?
I saw it on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. TikTok was going crazy around. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It might have been.
It wasn't
like 8-9 months ago. But yeah, a lot of I'll be telling people that all the time. Like, this stuff is really not made in France. Like, a lot of it. So if something is fake, you gotta watch out for Turkey, because Istanbul, which I've been to Istanbul before, I've seen fake factories over there, and I've been in the Grand Bazaar. I've been around that area. Turkey, Istanbul, that's like the real fake stuff. But in China, you have all different kinds of factories, and I was just over there, and they had like a bunch of North Face plugs, like Aloe, Lululemon. They make all that stuff over there. So.
So you get everything for the low, everything you got.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Trying to think of anything I can't get. Yeah, I can pretty much get anything.
So if you need something, push come to shove, you're gonna fly to the country and get it, and then.
No. So like my plugs, I got them all on my phone. So and I have met some of them. But yeah, if I go out there and I'm meeting like VAs and things like that, that's just kind of like to build a relationship. Generally, I talk with them over the internet. Yeah, I've gotten scammed, probably $20,000 to $30,000 worth plus. It's just part of the game.
So you were basically introduced to the plug.
Well, I had to buy the connection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the beginning, I think I paid like $8,000. I know that was earlier. I was like, he's probably gonna ask how much it was. So probably like $4,000 each. I have
just for the plug.
Yeah, just to talk to him.
Wow.
Yeah, American charge me.
So say like this year, like the Undefeateds was like the hottest shoe. Brick by brick, really. Nigel Sylvester. You could get that shoe like retail, or would you have to pay, or would I have to pay extra?
Well, so here's the thing. So that's another thing. A lot of people are all right for the low. Like, can I get it for like 100? Like retail. So remember, I'm not Nike. So at the end of the day, shipping costs are very high. They've increased recently, the tariffs and stuff. So yeah, that's something that people never think about. And like, I think I remind people all the time, like, it costs like over $100 just to get like one item over, like a shoe over here. So, and when I was over there, it doesn't make sense to like, you got to ship everything, DHL, FedEx, stuff like that. So, let's say the shoe. So just to keep it simple, it's like going to be 200 plus for any shoe for me to get. So if someone has like some Air Forces or something, it doesn't make sense. The Nigels though, they go for, I would say like 700-800 at least. So that's a good shoe. That's why you'll see me post Travis Scott's all day. Travis Scott's, Off-Whites, something like that, a Black Cat, something like that is gonna, it makes sense for you to save money, the client, and then everyone makes money, including my suppliers.
Right.
So they don't even want to sell. So like the Yeezy slides, I used to sell them, but I didn't really make much. I still sold them to people. And now the tariffs and all this stuff has gone up. My suppliers are like, don't even try to sell those because we don't even make anything. We know you don't. So
right.
So how much you get the Nigel Sylvester for?
I could sell them for like $450.
$450? That's not that bad.
Yeah, usually everything's about half of, or like a third. So if Travis Scott's going for 1,500, I sell for like 600.
Oh,
How much would you get the new Travis Scott? How much you get those for?
400. Yeah,
Four?
those ones are actually cheaper right now. Now stuff kind of does change every now and then, but yeah, like usually you're gonna spend like 400 or 500 on like a $1,500 shoe. Now if something's like 800, I could probably get it for 4. Like 4 is kind of the sweet spot. Sometimes like 3, but
350.
yeah.
That's cool. Well, you have a vice. You have a vice, like something you're addicted to.
I really don't. I would say traveling. Like
Traveling?
I actually don't drink. I don't drink alcohol. So especially when I'm like alone traveling, I would never. So I'm very
Cautious.
yes, cautious and like watching my surrounding at all time. It doesn't matter if I'm in Tokyo or something. Like even my friends overseas, they'll be like, we could tell that you've been through some shit in America because you always like looking. And I'm like, I'm just making sure
Got
like
to,
my
man,
chain
got
up.
to.
But yeah, I would say just traveling. Like I sometimes like my goals, I know a lot of people's like resolutions in the New Year's like to go travel, and mine's like to just stay here as much as I can, to be honest.
yeah.
So, but I mean I smoke hookah, but yeah, I smoke and stuff, but I don't really drink, just once in a while. So
Okay.
Have you experienced the Houston nightlife?
a little bit. To be honest, I'm kind of turned off with Houston. Like,
Okay.
when I first moved here, yeah, I went out a little bit, but it was just like it's a lot. I think that yeah, I'm old now. I just turned 29. Like I'm getting old.
That's old.
And I feel like I feel like I want a big family. I want a lot of kids.
Oh, so you're thinking about that
Settling
part of
down.
life.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I'll go out, but it's literally just to network and stuff. Like I said, like,
So are you dating?
Yeah, I
Oh.
date. But I want to be married soon. So yeah, the Houston nightlife, even me just telling my people, like, let's say I'm talking to someone from back in Charlotte or whatever, they be like, why'd you move to Houston anyway? Because I think that with me leaving my 9 to 5 life of 8-9 years, right, and moving to Houston, and then they see I'm outside, like it's not a good look. So yeah, I mean I'll go out every now and then for sure, but those like late nights till 8-9 in the morning, not anymore.
Yeah.
When you do decide to settle down, are you gonna have a lot of kids or no?
I want to, yeah.
How many?
As many as I can get, as many as
okay.
God will give me.
So you still plan on traveling when you have a big family?
Nah, probably not. I mean, maybe a little bit, but I really have kind of gotten it all out within the last couple years. So yeah, I really would like to live somewhere overseas for a little bit. So I have a friend that I met, shout out to Kim. I met her in Lithuania, and her little son, I mean, he's gonna know so many languages. I think he's in China right now. So she's like, yeah, little Jerry, he knows, Chinese. He was in Lithuania, whatever, they speak like a Russian kind of language.
Wow.
And yeah, and she's like, he's the only little black boy in the class and stuff, and like he's so cute, and they love him wherever he goes. And he knows all these. He was in Germany, and I think it might have been born in Germany, but yeah, I would love to have my kids be knowing different languages and stuff for sure.
Could he be the guy you plan on marrying? Can he be like a regular dude? Could he be like a regular guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he treats me right, I guess. Yeah. No, I definitely. Yeah.
We was talking about stuff like that before the podcast. That's why we keep laughing.
Would he have to make more money than you?
I mean, short answer, no. But as far as like mentality, right? When you have assets and things like that, I mean, do y'all believe in the prenups? Like, what's your take on that?
I think so, yeah. Especially if you achieved a lot before the marriage.
Yeah.
I think it's okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like
you would want that.
Yeah, I probably would. It depends on the person and the situation, but yeah, generally I'll probably see myself doing that because my dad has always told me like you got to get a prenup, whoever you know. So
I love women getting prenups.
yeah, I kind of do too. I feel bad because it's I'm very Christian, like Christian Catholic. So like I grew up Catholic, and so I think that's kind of like against you. Really supposed to love someone for them and all that.
Mhm.
But like you said, you work hard for. I have like 2 million in real estate and all that. So in a way, um, when I marry someone, I do want them to be financially stable. I'm not saying they have to have a bunch of houses and things like that, but they have to be on some sort of like, similar type of caliber, I would say.
Yeah.
If they got kids, is that cool?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had maybe like one person that I was talking to and he did have kids, and I mean, I see how people like I see where it can be hard, but I wouldn't necessarily like completely close someone off for that,
Okay.
That's good.
So do you have like a goal, like the next year or two, like? And are you intentionally dating? Like every guy you talk to, like they gotta be on that, or can they just?
Yeah.
Or so they do gotta be on that.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you tell them up front, like I'm
Yeah.
dating to marry?
Yeah, 100%.
For real?
Yeah,
And
even
they're
just
cool.
talking.
They're cool with it.
Yeah, they should be. If they're not, then we could be
Go our
friends.
separate
But
ways. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I think I have like a lot of I have some guy friends that I'm like cool with, and that's fine. And then if I meet someone and they just have different intentions, and like we could be cool,
Have you been bummed out before? Because the guy was like, "Nah, I ain't trying to get married no time soon."
Maybe a little bit. I don't really like once I start feeling a certain way, I start kind of like vibing elsewhere, going elsewhere. But yeah, no, I'm sure people all the time they kind of sense like, all right, she's a certain way, and I don't want that right now. So
Do your parents need to approve of him? Like, what if they don't like him?
I don't know. So my parents are far. So the last couple people I've dated, seriously, they haven't even met the people like the guys I've been dating.
I was the same way.
Really?
Till I was about to get married, like nobody met my
Yeah,
parents.
yeah. Are you married?
I'm married.
Yeah. I would say that too. Like if I'm about to get like we getting really, really serious, I'm gonna start being like, oh, you have to meet my parents. I want this. And so yeah, 100%.
So what if they don't like him though? What you gonna do?
I don't know. I think that they're pretty easygoing.
Okay.
So I
It
think
seemed
they'd
like
be
your dad.
alright.
Would he need to ask your dad for your hand in marriage first?
Yeah.
Because it seemed like your dad is old school.
Yeah. Yeah. So my dad, he's a big 6'6", 260 military army guy. He played football at West Point. So he's pretty like he's mad cool, like very, very cool. But yeah, I would say my parents are very traditional, Like I said, I grew up like Catholic, and yeah, the way that my parents are.
Do you need to get married in like that Catholic church, like the cathedral?
I mean, I don't think I would need to. I probably would. I want to get married on an island, probably. But
So like a getaway?
yeah,
A
but
destination wedding.
yeah, but like if they had a church, like Dominican, the churches and stuff, like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, and stuff, they're Catholic as well. So I would definitely want to like have something to do with the church, but again, that's really not my decision. Like sometimes I feel like when I'm with someone, they could just, I kind of leave a lot of things in their hands too. So I don't really know the situation.
So you gonna let your man just take care of everything?
Yeah, like I'll recommend. I would like, I'm Christian. I would like to be with a Christian man who kind of believes in the same thing. But yeah. I would say though, like out of respect for my dad, I would want to be with a man that's like, oh, I want to meet your father and respectfully ask and that kind of thing.
That's awesome. Them girls don't care.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm like super, super close to my dad, like one of the daddy's girls, but like, I mean, my dad and I are cool and stuff, and I would want that. So
Okay.
Yeah.
someone I really want someone that is like my dad, because he is a good person and he treats my mom right and stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about going to the military because your father was in there?
I did. So yeah, he always says that every American should serve. And I actually worked for the military out of college. So I sold test and measurement equipment, life sciences supplies directly to the government, but through all the third-party contractors. So like Lockheed, Raytheon, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, all of the commercial, or not commercial, the government, like with the contracts and stuff. I was selling and reselling um big, like we were working on big equipment like F-35, 16s, 22s, and even like the missiles and stuff like that that go into them. We were selling. So I dealt a lot with like our allies, so Italy, Japan, and making sure that they were geared with like guns, missiles, these things. So I worked for the government for a bit, and I felt like that was kind of like my time where I could um in a way like work for or help like the warfighter in a way. But yeah, I wanted to join. I never really got a chance. If I joined, I would want to fly. I would want to be in the Air Force.
Air Force, for real?
Yeah. I feel like being around those, like all the, I guess they call them joint strike fighters and stuff. I feel like that stuff is really cool.
My brother's a pilot in the Air Force. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so
That's awesome. Where is he?
Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, when I was just in Tokyo last week, I felt like I went to this one club, everyone was American. I'm like, and so there are so many Americans in Japan
Oh, really?
from the military. Yeah. Yeah, I was at this ramen spot. It's like 5 a.m., right? This is a late night, rare late night. But I was with these people, and then like there were a couple guys, American. Then we talking to this girl. She's like, I'm American too. And then there's another one. They were all there for the military. We were just in a ramen spot after, going out. But
Did you go to college?
yeah, I went to so I played lacrosse. So I was
You
going
played
to
lacrosse?
Yeah, I was going to Fresno State in California, tore my ACL and lost my scholarship and all that. Ended up going to it's called Tusculum. It's in Tennessee. So yeah, D2 school.
Damn. How did that feel when you tore your ACL?
Yeah, I feel like the world ended. It's crazy, right? When something happens to us when we're young, we're like, oh my gosh.
I tore mine too. My right.
Did you? Would you play?
Soccer.
Okay.
Oh, you play soccer? For real?
You didn't know this whole time? Yeah. I played soccer. But it was very painful.
Yeah.
Like it was like a in the moment type of thing. And then the recovery was long.
Mentally long.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't stretch before y'all played?
No, it just happens to the best.
Yeah, it happens like
best people.
Yeah. In the moment. Yeah.
I broke my foot before.
You broke your foot. I'm not gonna lie, I've been walking around all these countries on like a broken ankle. I had sprained my ankle in Kosovo like 3 months ago. Ended up going to like Bali and all this stuff.
How'd you do that?
I like, it was a little icy. I kind of slipped down the stairs. I was working. I'm on my 2 phones, like trying to, and then yeah, I was doing something for a client. I don't remember, but I was looking, and I haven't sprained my ankle in years either. I used to sprain all the time. So,
where you see yourself in 5 years?
So, I don't know if I'll still be doing credit repair. I think that it's so saturated, right? Like so many people do credit repair and the funding. I do like the funding space. I work with Chase very closely. I have RMs here in Houston that are all at Chase. So I really like dealing with the banks and things like that. I don't see myself going back to like a 9-to-5 company. I think I've been really enjoying the freedom of working for myself. But 5 years, I would hope to have a family, hope to be married, or at least have children by then. If I don't, I'm gonna be upset. But yeah, I would say financially, of course, like financially free.
You don't feel like you're financially free now?
Yeah, I'm good. I hope to build it up and just to be better, because I will say, yeah, I've got, certain things going and certain businesses, but they're very young. Like You know, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, of course, I have all these things. If you ask me right now, 10 issues that I have with like the tenants and this and that and the Airbnb not booking, like I could really, I know exactly where like my downfalls are right now. So making sure that all the real estate stuff is structured and yeah, I mean it takes years when your houses and real estate and things like that are, you know, like when they're not going right, you can't just sell them quickly and you know, I think a lot of people say like, "Oh, I bought a house and I can sell it anytime." And it's not like that, especially in this market, right?
Mm,
This market is terrible right now.
nah, it's not
If you're
good at
trying to
all.
sell your house.
Mm.
I have two for sale and I haven't had a showing in like 2-3 months. So yeah, real estate right now is kind of.
Yeah.
I hope it blows up in a couple years, but
It should. Once he lower rates,
yeah, things need to.
calm down.
So yeah, in a couple years, I just want everything to be more organized, like my assets and really cash flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, right now I feel like I've been planning on, you know, trying to get it like I've been having everything trying to cash flow more and be more organized, but it's just I'm stuck. So yeah, I mean nobody's perfect. All my businesses are stuck in a way too. So having things more developed.
Would you ever like sell everything just to have a peace of mind?
100%, yeah.
Do you plan on doing that anytime soon?
Yeah, if I could.
Also, so
I got everything for sale. Like
so you ready to just sell
get out of
everything?
real estate? Yeah, I want like a 6-8 unit house. You got like 12 doors, right? I think I saw that on you.
11.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge I know it sounds like it's a huge accomplishment, but it really is because just having a few even is like
It's hard.
it's hard to manage. You manage everything yourself?
I got a property manager. She manages the ones that I don't want to deal with.
You have all long-term tenants?
They're all long-term tenants.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone I've been talking to that's doing everything right lately been saying that.
You got an assistant?
Mm-mm.
No.
I have people here and there. my VA, one of my main VAs, she's in the Philippines. I mean, I could call her an assistant. She does a lot, but she doesn't deal with like the real estate stuff. She really just deals with my credit and funding and just client different things with my clients. But yeah, I would love to get one. I need one. I've had people here and there where I paid for different things and but the real estate for me is hard to put in someone else's hands.
Yeah, no, it is. You just gotta just let go and just let God do it.
Yeah, thanks. That's good to know. But yeah, I would like to at least the stuff that I have, I would like to just let those go and then maybe, you know, flip, right? My mentor, you know, Welby Aselli up in New York.
Oh, 187 at my best. Yeah, I know Welby.
Yeah, shout out to Welby. So I've been working with him for a while, like a few years, and yeah, he would always tell me just sell all that shit and like, you know, go flip something. So I've been working with him and my Flips to Profits community that he's got on, you know, how they've been flipping and stuff like that. So I'd want to do that soon. That's probably a goal within the next 5 years is flip a couple properties, but I just can't do it yet until my current ones are
out the way,
figured out. Yeah.
You got any more questions? I guess we'll end there. Okay. Everybody,
do you want to tell the audience like where they can find you and Instagram?
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So my Instagram is Alycea Skye, Alycea Skye, and yeah, I mean that's about it. Instagram, Facebook, all that's Alycea Skye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.